Hey everyone, this is Stephanie from Sojourn Psychology, and I am here today to share with you my paradigm shift. So Tara asked us to do these paradigm shift videos, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do one. And then I had to proceed to think about it for about a week to come up with what has been my shift in perspective or in experience over this last year with this crazy pandemic that we've all been experiencing. So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about what's my paradigm shift? How has my life changed, or how have I been thinking about things differently? And one night I was watching a movie, which I'm guessing a lot of us do, and I mean pre-pandemic I stayed home and watched movies anyway, but I was watching a movie, and we were watching one that we really think is hilarious, and it's Wayne's World. So I know that Wayne and Garth are all over the place, I think with Uber Eats or whatever it might be right now, but for those of you who don't know, Wayne's World was around far before Wayne and Garth showed up on Uber Eats. So anyway, so watching this show, and there's a scene in it where Garth is telling Wayne, I can't believe I'm telling this story in this, but this is what it is. Garth is telling Wayne because he sees this beautiful guitar that he wants so badly. And Garth tells Wayne, you gotta live in the now, man. And I said to myself, that's it. That's my paradigm shift. So let me explain. So anybody that knows me knows that I like to have a plan, knows that I like to have things predictable and have an idea about what's tomorrow going to bring, or even to just kind of know that in 6 months I'm going to be going on a vacation, or I'm going to be experiencing something maybe better than what I'm experiencing right now. And it really has occurred to me over this last year that it is really important to be aware and living in the now, right? Living in what we have right in front of us. You know, maybe I used to spend a bit too much time thinking about the future and thinking about the next goal and the next thing and the next thing. And maybe instead I need to be looking to this moment for, I don't know, joy, fun, curiosity, and just taking time every day to really enjoy the now a little bit more. And you know, because everything is temporary. Every good thing is temporary. Every difficult thing is temporary, whether that be a feeling or an experience or a situation, it's going to pass. And I think that sometimes we are missing moments when we are too focused on what's next and what's next. So living in the now is something that I find I've been doing a lot more, and enjoying my time with my kids a little bit more, enjoying time with people around me a little bit more in my little close circle, and just doing what I can to be in the now and to not need predictability all the time. Because the reality is this year has not been predictable. This last year has been anything but. It's been a roller coaster. It's been full of twists and turns and loops. And really the only thing that's been predictable is our need to adapt, right? Our need to adapt and our need to be aware of how things can change very quickly. And so I think that's the other piece for me that has really become very clear in my life, is the need to adapt, the need to be flexible, and the struggle that shows up if we're not willing to be. You know, the struggle that shows up when we try to control things that are completely out of our control, when we try to influence things that we don't really have any sort of power over or the ability to influence. And so I think for me, really this acknowledgement that we need to adapt, and in some ways we need to accept the reality of where we are and what's going on. And just drop the struggle with it. And I guess when I say accept, I don't mean to roll over. I don't mean to just accept and say, oh, well, this is what it is, but accept to really just say, I'm going to adapt and I'm going to accept that I can't control this. I'm going to accept that I can't have predictability. I'm going to accept that this is where we are right now, and accept that I have to shift. Expect that and accept that I have to change maybe what I was expecting to do. There's really no choice, right, but to adapt and to notice how we really struggle when we refuse to adapt or change and get really stuck. So, you know, that's really been some of my major shifts, is spending a lot more time valuing and I guess kind of living in the moment, living in the now, you know, as Garth would say, and really trying to have a focus on those things. And I think lastly, the other shift that I've experienced was noticing how I spend my time, right? And noticing that there's a lot of times that I spend it focusing on stuff that really is meaningless to me, and that really doesn't add to my life at all. And that when I'm more mindful of living in the now, I notice that a lot more, of things that I do that add meaning and value and purpose to my life, and things that I do that lead me away from that. And so really trying to limit my attention and limit the amount of time that I spend focusing on those things that bring me nothing but struggle and anxiety and difficulty, and instead just focusing on what is moving me towards the person I want to be and the life I want to have, and just living in the now and enjoying that moment. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Watch Wayne's World. It's hilarious. Live in the now. Enjoy the moment as it comes. Accept, even if the moment isn't that great, that we can accept that. And allow yourself to spend the time focusing on the things that are of value. And those have been my shifts, is really that's become so much more relevant to me, and that's become so much more important to me as hopefully we're in the home run, I guess, what is that? At the home stretch of this pandemic. Hopefully you're all doing good and safe, and I'll see you soon.